Coach, over the long season, do you feel like the last two games you're getting back to your identity? Is it, resolve and
Yeah, pressure
defense?
was better both games, and credit them. They're a hard team to play against. If you take your foot off the gas for even a second offensively, they turn you over and turn it into points. But and then we move the ball. I think that we need to keep doing those two things. I said before the game, the way that they guard, the pressure they put on you, the way that they trap, the pass was the most important thing tonight. And if we caught ourselves isoing and all that stuff, we were going to, have a long night. I thought we moved it well and just got to keep building off of it.
Coach, how would you assess the play right after halftime?
Not very good. That was probably the worst part of the game for us. But, I thought the group that came in did a good job, and the guys that stayed in did a good job. And then when we came back with, Ennis and Gordon later on, I thought we were fine. You're going to have moments in the game. I thought we started the game great, played well most of the night.
Grant had a lot of success on the short roll when they were blitzing. Could you just explain what you've seen as far as his growth and kind of figuring out his offensive role over the last month or so?
Yeah, that's probably the place where he's most comfortable, because that's where he's played his whole life, right, is at the 4-5. And so he got out of the blitzes great, caught it at the free throw line, made the right plays, made the right reads. A couple of times guys made good cuts around him. So that was encouraging, but I thought our guys were good in that all night. We had to be, obviously when you're playing Chicago, you have to be prepared for that. They attack you so hard off the pick and roll.
How much for the big is it his responsibility to kind of read when to slip off of the screen in those situations and how to kind of find that space?
You got to know that when you go into a game from a scouting perspective, what tendencies are. You got to know who's guarding you, what they normally do. You can listen for coverages. There's all kinds of things, but it's a large responsibility on them to do that. Know when to set it, when to get out.
Brad, it seemed like last year when Gordon got into slumps, he might have gotten down on himself in other aspects of his game. Tonight, I think he missed his first 8 shots, and then he rebounded and assisted, and then he kind of back into it. Do you see kind of a difference in his mental makeup and more confidence in knowing he can get back to where he was?
I don't. That's a good question. Maybe that'd be a good question for him. He's never been a guy that I've worried about, like starting off slow and not being good at the end. I think he's got the wherewithal to do that. He's making a concerted effort to just make the right play on both ends. And other than the shot missing, I thought he was really good in the first half. It's really important that he helps lead us with his, reads and passing and getting others the ball at the right times and spots, and he's done a good job of that. Hopefully he won't have nights where he starts out 0 for 8 very often, but if he does, it's good to recover the way he recovered.
Coach, Grant he switched on to some guards defensively. Seems like he's progressed well over the course of the season, switching on to guards. Can you speak to what you saw tonight and how far he's come?
Yeah, I thought he actually had a couple better nights in the last couple weeks than tonight. I thought he had a couple moments tonight where he was good, but I thought he had a couple better nights in individual defense. And largely due to they did a good job of attacking, and they're hard to guard anyways. But his isolation defense has been good, and he and Brandon Bailey spend 10 to 15 minutes every single day on his footwork and on his stance and in guarding different guys with different tendencies and strengths. And some of our younger staff members have to run into that chest a couple times a day. That's no fun. He's a big, strong guy.
Another high assist game for Marcus, Brad, with everyone back healthy here. How nice is it just to have at least everyone here just kind of be able to play to their comfort level
his
here?
Last,
their job.
Obviously, he had a huge scoring game against Philly, and was maybe our best player in that game. But his last 2 games have been just as good. I mean, he was so engaged on Saturday night in leading and talking, and then today, I thought he was great. So whether he's has nights where he gets open looks and is able to knock them down, or nights where they're guarding you tight and you got to make a play for somebody else. I mean, it's going to be really critical that he continues to do that. He's been a great boost for us. And I think he's starting to find himself after being out so long in these last 3-4 games.